Hello and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor and our Ironman challenge. Now we have 339 against 157. I haven't had a lot of time to recuperate our forces before heading in here, and there's a good reason for that, because I am of course going to want to try and call for another campaign and hopefully get my vassals over here. Unfortunately, I have received word that Archon Roland himself, one of our strongest vassals, was eliminated very recently, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do without him, to be honest, because he was actually pretty good. He had usually around 250, 300 units. I think the last time we saw him, though, he didn't have a very large army, so I can assume that he has been in a lot of battles, and those battles have caused him to gain, a significant disadvantage. So otherwise, we are going to try and defeat these fellows. There's actually a very good reason to do this. One of the reasons is that Rafik Bey is actually in our, well, shall we say, in and amongst our opponents here. And that fellow is a good-natured vassal. And I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Let's take him prisoner. Let's take him prisoner and try and turn him to the... well, I guess light side, kind of. I mean, is it really the dark side? I think the Imperium of Iron's pretty light. I mean, we're kind of like a blue color. You know, we have a blue color with our faction and so on and so forth. So, and we don't seem to be that evil. I mean, I've got a decent amount of honor and all that stuff. So, I think personally we're doing pretty fine. You know, we're doing pretty fine. Anyway. What I am going to do here is try and eliminate people, try and run about, do enough damage to hopefully not die. Because bear in mind that the Dashar are really good with their thrown weapons. Their thrown weapons can deal so much damage. It's really a big issue. But it's okay, because, well, we have a lot of cavalry. You know, my cavalry is basically the main reason why we're actually winning these field battles after all. Bear in mind that I'm also not using my Iron Knights. My Iron Knights are further down in my army list because I really just don't want those guys to get killed for no reason. Because let's face it, these fights right here, these fights are basically negligible. They're really not something that I really care about losing units on. So, for example, if I were to lose Iron Knights, then I would care, you know, then I'd care quite a bit, and I'd be actually kind of annoyed about losing a couple of those guys, because they are very difficult to acquire. Let me just reiterate that. They're not difficult to acquire for people with money, and I actually don't have that much money, so it's a lot easier for those of you that are actually running around with massive amounts of cash. And I wish I had that, really. I really wish I did, because if I had a lot more money, so let's say I had another 100k or something like that, then I would be able to recruit all of the units that I want to recruit from the Knighthood Order. And I think I have like 60 or maybe even 70 at this point of noble recruits just waiting in Whitestag Castle, and it's such a shame to think about that, and then think about how little money I actually end up having right now. And that's it, you know, that's the only reason why we're not running around absolutely beasting everything in sight, because I can't, you know, I don't have the money to be able to do that. I did do another tournament, but unfortunately the tournament only gave me about 9,000, and I still now only have just about above 40 in total. And you can imagine that that is just not good enough. You know, I really should have won the Noldor tournament in the previous episode, but as someone actually pointed out, the tournament, when I went in, it was actually April 1st. So you can imagine what's going on with that. Yes, April Fool's Day. And I was a severe fool for going in at that exact moment. I should have waited, you know, I should have waited until April 2nd. That would have been much, much better. But what can you do? What can you do? Sometimes, you know, you're just so overeager, you're so excited about the prospect of potentially getting another Qualis gem, and you decide to, against your better judgment, go into a tournament ahead of schedule. And, you could obviously see what happens in the previous episode, but anyway, what we're going to be doing in this one is hopefully taking Rafik Bey prisoner, And he actually has someone else along with him here. I'm not entirely sure if we'll get both of them or just one of them, but I hope the other guy is either a martial personality or a good personality of some kind, so upstanding or good-natured or something like that. And then we could potentially take both of them prisoner if they both have good relations with us. Bear in mind that Rafik Bey actually has about 35 positive relation with us, which is great, because that means that he's just going to join us almost instantaneously upon us taking him prisoner, if we're able to do that to begin with, and then we will move on and attempt to take ISHKOMAN. I will try to take ISHKOMAN, but unfortunately there are a lot of Deshar vassals very close by to me right now. That's the only reason why I was unable to get Rafik Bey by himself, because otherwise I would have been able to fight a vassal with literally about 50 units or so. That's all he's got in his army, or that's all he had, shall we say. Because maybe once we give him a couple of extra fiefs here and there, maybe he'll then be able to build up his strength and actually get going with his power creep. Guess you could say that. Anyway, there you go. 157. We killed 19. Not too bad. Ah, he managed to escape. That is such a shame. Oh, and that guy managed to escape as well. Okay, remember this guy's name. Remember this guy's name. I'm going to be taking a look at him in just a sec. Oh, look at this. Oh, I didn't know Eric was actually in the guy's prisoner's hold. So that's actually really nice. Let's let everyone just take whatever they want from here. Apparently they don't want anything, as is to be expected. And oh my. Oh, this is actually really nice. Oh yeah, give me those Squires of the Lion. Dawn Wyverns, in my opinion, are actually pretty good. I like those guys quite a bit. They might not be good to some people, but I actually quite like them. And what else do we have here? Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised they have so many really, really good units. Look at these Blue Wolf Knights. Blue Wolf Knights. Oh, let me get some of those. Thank you very much. Going to get rid of some of these clerics, because the clerics are without shields. And if we go into a siege, which is what we're going to be doing relatively soon, they're going to be pincushioned to death very, very fast. Going to take that Pendor nobleman, because I believe that that is basically a nobleman that can advance into a Pendor knight, and then will eventually become a Iron Knight. So that's obviously going to be really good. And what else do we have going on here? I'm thinking about these great swords. I know they don't have shields, but they have plate armor, so that does make them a little bit harder to kill. I'll take one of these Reavers, I guess. That will probably be the best way to go, and then we'll just take the rest of those as prisoners. Yeah, so we have 48,000 right now, and as you can see, we are actually really, really close by to a whole bunch of Deshar vassals, and they're being very cautious. I feel like the Deshar are being kind of weird about how they're playing this at the moment, because usually they don't do this kind of stuff. Usually they either go on the massive, massive defense, and I'm talking about just staying in one garrison, so like staying in Torba, for example, and not moving, or they go constantly on the offensive, and that's all they do. They just attack, attack, attack. They raid a bunch of villages, and so on and so forth, and that's it. And then, of course, when they get defeated, they run away, and so on. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. They seem to actually be quite smart in what they're doing. So they're doing hit and run attacks, you know. They're going over to some village, they're raiding it, and then they are pulling back and seeing what they can do about eliminating any units in the vicinity. So it's really making things quite difficult for me. So it's good to know, actually. It's good to know that they're actually quite strategic in their movements and everything. But anyway, we're going to try and take ISHKOMAN, as I said. Let's just have a look and see how many units they actually have in the garrison here. Actually, only 617. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. So what I'm going to do, there are actually 51 Scorpion Scions and 31 Scorpion Assassins. Now, these Scorpion Assassins, we know them to be not exactly... I mean, let's just say they're very, very potent. They're very deadly, but unfortunately they are quite lightly armored. So it is easy to take them down, but they have such a fast attack speed, it's really difficult to get them to that point, because they're just going to try and beat you with extremely fast weapon speed. And I was thinking of calling for a campaign here, but I'm thinking that maybe with only 617 in the garrison, I might be able to do this myself. It looks as though no vassals are going to be turning up to ISHKOMAN, so we can just go in and we don't have to worry about being attacked after the fact. So this layout actually seems pretty decent. There's two ladders. Why? Why does anyone say... Did you hear that? Yeah, someone said archers. And I was just like, why? Why are you saying archers? I didn't command you. Okay, kind of weird. Anyway, we are going to get our forces up the ladders here. There's 2 of them. Oh, okay. I see. I see the layout now. All right, all right. So what we're going to do is I will try to get everyone to hold position around about here. And there are 2 ladders over there as well. So bear in mind that I don't want to take any damage as I make my way towards the opponent. So I'm just going to keep my shield up. Wow. Okay. I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised that they got through my shield right there. I've got 10 in shield skill, and this is the, I think, the best shield you can get in the game. Maybe not for coverage, but definitely for resistance. And yeah, it got me. Yeah, they got me. So that's kind of unfortunate. I was actually hoping that I wouldn't take any damage along the way to the battlements, because that is going to make a huge difference to how aggressive we're actually able to be later on in the siege. Now I've got to be careful about this guy. He's trying to shoot me from behind there. Yeah, these guys are going to be kind of sneaky about them attacking us. So far my people are actually doing a pretty decent job of things. They've already killed 34. We've lost 16. And the main reason why I didn't want to call for a campaign as well is literally just because I think there's only 600 in the garrison here. I think there is. 617, I believe. And I personally feel like we can do that. I think. But obviously I'm not entirely sure if we'll be able to deal with the Scorpion Scions. The Scions are obviously going to be the biggest problem. I'm actually going to tell people to charge in right now. Let's tell them to charge in and see if we can breach their defenses a little bit, because I would assume that the Scions are not going to be that good at defense. I hope. They might be better at defense than I anticipate, but let's have a look and see what we can do. And I'm going to go up with them. Maybe we can actually, you know, tear a hole in their defenses, and then we'll try to see what we can do after that. There's an enemy trying to shoot us through there. Can I get him? It's unlikely that I can shoot through 2 lines of my troops, isn't it? So I'll probably just have to let it go this way. Come on, yeah, we're actually getting in. We're getting into the battlements, but we are actually getting murdered immediately upon getting in there, which is really bad. Wow, that's actually a lot of units. Hello. You know what? Just gonna jump. Okay, that was a lot of damage, but worth it. Is it? Is it worth it? Is it? Probably not. If these guys come this way, I'm dead. Some of them are. Okay. That's problematic. Okay. Oh, more arrows. Yes. Thank you. Oh, wow. There's actually a lot coming this way. This is really bad. This is really bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a very sneaky individual indeed. I'm going to just shoot people from the back here. And I will have to watch out very carefully and make sure that I don't get murdered. But I'm going to try and see if I can murder as many of the Scorpion Scions as possible, because while they're not as good, as far as I remember, they're not as good as the Scorpion Assassins. They are really good anyway, because they are a Knighthood Order unit after all. And yeah, they're going to be kind of... Oh, hello. All right. Yeah, I see you. These guys have got my number, haven't they? They certainly do. Whoa, that was close. I'm taking damage. Oh no, I'm taking damage from that guy. Are you serious? Come on, get over there. Just get over there. Come on, you don't want to bother about this little person just standing here, not doing anything? Yeah. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Good. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, fantastic. That's really good. Can I get over here and pick up some of their quivers? I did not want to drop my rune sword. Did you see? Oh, that was hilarious. I was just like, yeah, okay, let me just go over there real quick and drop my sword. Sounds like a good idea. Yeah, that's exactly what happens, you see. You just can't panic, you know, you can't panic, but I did, and that's exactly what I get. Oh, this is going to be bad. Yeah, I really did need to get the quiver there. Anyone coming up? Yep, there's a whole bunch of people coming up. Thankfully, my shield is so incredible that I don't really need to worry about it being destroyed. I'm going to pick that up. I'll pick this one up as well. Oh, this is bad. How many people have I lost? Quite a lot, but we have already killed quite a few of them as well. Oh, there's also a thrown weapon guy. You know, I should have gone to the right. If I'd gone to the right, it would have made everything much, much easier. Okay, yeah, this is probably not good, you know. I should probably retreat, rest up in a nearby castle or something like that, and then come back in. This guy is not really doing anything to me at the moment. I'm just gonna get out here, just try and see if I can... Oh, hello. You want a duel, huh? You want a duel? It's not gonna work out too well for you. Wow, Scorpion Assassin? Are you serious? I thought that was a Scion for a second because he was being pretty aggressive. There we go. I picked up some arrows. Okay. Phew. We are okay. We are okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Alright, so now I have 32 arrows. This is good. This is great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is great. Very nice indeed. Okay. Come on. Yes, okay. Phew. Okay, my people are actually starting to get into the battlements. As you can see, there's actually a whole bunch of people down over there in the courtyard, and they're actually throwing weapons. So they are running out of archers, which is actually good for me, because that means I can actually do massive damage from range, and I don't have to worry about any kind of retaliation. There's level 39! Level 39 for us. That's crazy. That's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Absolutely. Okay, let's try and take this guy out before he actually comes up the stairs here. Don't really want him to bother us. And we can just take out that guy as well. Alright, so let's just pick up some more arrows. There we go. And my people are now inside. And I think they're actually doing quite nicely. I think. They might not be. Well, whatever the case. I think, yeah, there's only 55 units remaining, but I have no idea where they are. Are they actually spawning in still? I don't think so. Kill this guy. Yeah, there we go. That was a Scorpion Assassin. Okay, so yeah, Scorpion Assassins, not as deadly as I anticipated. I actually thought that their melee attack speed was much better than it actually is. It kind of makes me wonder whether they've been nerfed or whether they've had their stats reduced in some way. Because when I was fighting Scorpion Assassins in the past, and I'm talking about, yeah, probably quite a while ago, you know, a couple of years, I would always see a Scorpion Assassin and be like, whoa, okay, this guy means business, you know, you don't really want to fight that guy one-on-one. But in this case, it seemed pretty easy, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but oh well. Whatever the case, I think we are basically done. But bear in mind that we are going to have to go through the streets, and that is a very dangerous activity to do. I have had many times in the past when I have done a street attack and ended up dying. yeah, you know, like I think the series prior to the previous one, so the one before last, that had all kinds of crazy stuff going on where I would actually end up dying in these kinds of things. But there you go. We ended up losing 83 units, which is actually a pretty significant number, but we were able to capture the town, and we've allowed our vassals to continue doing what they need to do, defending, gathering units, and so on. Now we're going to have to deal with the streets. Okay, let's see. There's people coming from that direction over there. There's people coming from over here as well. Okay, let's see what I can do. Okay, good. Kill this, kill this. Okay, come on, Serene. Are you serious? You can't just get killed like that, can you? That's not a good thing. Okay, let's just try and use the environment to our advantage. Take out that guy. We've got to make sure that this guy does not take me down. And do we still have people? Wait a minute. There's actually an enemy around here. Whoa, there's actually a bunch. Are you serious? I am shocked. Okay, I'm kind of shocked, to be fair. I was actually thinking this would be kind of easy, but apparently not. Yeah, my units, we just get outnumbered. That's the main thing that you've got to remember here. We just got outnumbered like no one's business. Bear in mind that I can't... Oh, I can actually see. Oh, look at that. I can actually see with the battle map. Oh, that's interesting. All right, come on, guys. You wanna attack me? Let's do this. I have my bow out. There you go. That was easy enough. Now this guy... I have a feeling, it's going to be one of those things where I try and shoot the guy, and oh dear. Oh, nice. Did you see that? He tried to strafe. But it was a bit too late. Scorpion Assassin. There we go. Another victory for us. But bear in mind, this is the last one. I'm going to have to go into the castle and see what we can do here. This is going to be a bit problematic unless I just go super aggressive. You need to be really, really aggressive in this last one, because if you don't do that, your companion's going to die and then you're going to be outnumbered. So I've learned that in the time that I've been playing in the Ironman challenge, because before, usually I'm just like, just let the companions fight it out. It's going to be fun to see who wins kind of thing. But in this case, can't really take that chance. Anyway, we are able to take this guy prisoner. He's a bad-tempered vassal. I have actually seen a comment. Someone actually mentioned that I may want to take vassals prisoner and then just keep them in my prisoner's hold, which is actually something that I might start doing probably now, actually, because I used to do that quite often, especially in native. And I would take these guys prisoner because honor wasn't really used for anything, with the exception of, gathering relation passively with some lords, because you gain relation passively over time if you have a good amount of honor rating. But yeah, the point is that basically honor is just used for that in native, and I didn't really need that much of it. So generally I would take people prisoner and I would just leave them in the prisoner's hold, and in the end, basically all of the vassals were in my prisoner's hold, and that was basically it, so I could just run around doing whatever. So I'm actually going to take this guy prisoner. Oh, that guy actually managed to escape. Yeah, we need to remember that guy's name. Amusingly enough, I actually said that before, and then I was like, oh, let me just forget about it immediately. Yeah, that's always what I end up doing, isn't it? Anyway, let's hire every single person. There we go. We hired all those people, and there we are. Okay, so now we have a good amount of choice in regards to our vassals. I guess I'll give this to Archon Eric or Montawar. Archon Eric, I guess. Yeah, these guys are not really liking that. We're starting to get a little bit of argumentative things going on. But it's alright. It's alright. We can now sell this. Don't want to sell the Banner of Sarlian. Thank you very much. That would be pretty bad. I'm actually going to keep these arrows just in case. And we'll buy some honey, buy all of this stuff just to make sure that we have enough food for the upcoming movement, whatever it may be. And is there a ransom broker here? I think there is. That is a ransom broker. Fantastic. Look at that. Another 11,000. That's great. And these guys, I have no room in my party for them, unfortunately. But there is a maiden warder here as well if I wanted to. All right. So there you go. There is ISHKOMAN. And yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this episode. But next time we're actually going to be attempting to take... I actually don't know what. I'm thinking High Pass Fortress or Torba maybe, because if we can get High Pass Fortress, then this is going to be a really nice focal point for launching into Windholm. And I would very much like to take Windholm because it usually is a great place to buy fish. I remember that from when we were actually doing the Knighthood Order quests for the Kraken. And it would be really nice to unlock that ability to just buy a huge amount of fish, because usually that's a really great way of getting some nice morale. Obviously, you've got to make sure to have as much variety of food as possible as well, but otherwise that seems pretty good. And otherwise, we just have these things going on here. And obviously, we saw in the previous episode that the Ravenstone absolutely helped us like no one's business. But yeah, I'm thinking Torba or Naltar maybe. It really depends on how many vassals are there. I'm going to call for a campaign and we'll see how many of our guys can actually come and assist us for once. Yeah, that would be nice. And we do still have 27 Iron Knights and 12 Iron Sergeants. It's really nice that they're actually staying alive for a little bit longer this time around. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.